Yesterday I had like a minute to myself because, as a mom with a sick child, I basically was like, a human snot rag, a human comfort blanket, a human, you name it. So she's starting to feel a little bit better, and yesterday, like, I had some time to myself. So I went on this walk, like a meditation kind of walk, I guess. And I started thinking about the things that really started to make a difference for me, and things that, like when I'll talk with my clients, when they ask me something that's happening with them, and this is something that's been coming up a lot with my clients. So usually when that happens, it's like a collective thing, which is why I wanted to share it with you. So what's the meaning that you give success? Now, for me personally, this was something that was holding me back so much, because at that time I was stuck, right? Like, I couldn't get, it was like I would take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. And I was using every tool in the book and every strategy and every single thing, and nothing was really working. And I didn't feel successful because of the meaning that I gave success. To me, success was dependent on the amount of money that I had in my bank account, the amount of clients. Hey, Jared. The success to me at that time meant, what does it mean to you? Like, to me, that's what I put the meaning of. Success was how much money was in my bank account. And that's not the truth of it, right? Because by that time, I had already done so much spiritual work, like mind, body, spirit, all of this work. I had healed so much within myself, which is what was truly needed for me to ever be able to show up for anybody in the way that I need to. And some people forget about that, because when we work with our clients, we get healing ourselves, and it's needed. But sometimes some of us need a little more than the rest. So that's something to think about too. I'm not saying that you need to heal every little thing. Hi! I'm not saying that you need to heal like every little thing before you can manifest, because that's just not the truth either. And so many people will tell you that. But it's so easy, and you can shift something so fast. So this was something that was huge for me. And I'm going to give you direct journal prompts for this one, okay? So it's like a 3-part format, basically, all right? So what will I feel when I am successful? Journal that out. Do like a stream of consciousness. What I will feel, okay, when I am successful. And then everything, the second part, everything I think needs to be true for me to be successful. And then you go back after that part, after you write that part out, you go back in and you see, okay, like, this is bullshit, this is bullshit, this is bullshit, that's all bullshit, right? Like, this really doesn't need to happen. I don't need to lose 10 pounds to be successful, like, I don't need to be driving a G-Wagon to be successful. Like, none of those things are true. And logically we know, but we need to do the recoding, okay? And that's what this is. And then the third part is, how am I now choosing that success looks? So you're going to go back and say, okay, I decide that this is bullshit, this is all bullshit, and the meaning that I put behind success has not been serving me, and it's all nonsense. So now I decide that the way that success looks is XYZ, okay? Because if it's attached to money, it's basically, what do I think that the money will actually give me? So that can go with part 1. What will I feel when I am successful? What do I think money will actually give me? So as far as like things that are actually tangible, like say a new home or a new car or something like that, I mean, then I would kind of put that in the second part of like, do I really believe that that's true. You know, like, okay, yeah, I want those things, those are goals for the future and whatever, but like, does that actually define my success? Because that's not the truth. It doesn't. And then, and this, like, this is something I directly gave to private clients this week, so I know it's got to be coming up for people. And I just thought that I could really help you guys. So this is the part where then you take that third part and you write that shit out. You could write it out once and make all of your new decisions and just reread it every morning. But if you journal every morning like I do, I like to write out my decisions every single morning. Hi, beautiful. I'm so happy everybody's coming on and saying hi. So I personally love journaling, and I love writing out all of my new decisions and everything that I'm choosing. It's exciting. I get to feel into the energy of the things that I'm calling in, and it's so exciting. And I get that energy. I get that, you know, within me. It's so exciting. Let's see. What will I feel when I'm successful? What do I think the money will actually give me? Everything I think needs to be true. Yep. Oh, I love it. And thank you for writing that out for everybody too. So this is huge. This is literally recoding, because the third part, when you write it out every morning, you're just recoding. You're recoding. The more you write it, the more it actually will become your truth. Because when we create the feelings and the energies and the emotions inside of us, it has to show up in our physical reality. It's a law. It has to show up in our physical reality. So that's the coolest part about it. We can literally create anything with our minds. If you really think about it, we can create everything with our minds. And I love it so much. I love this work so much. I'm so passionate about it, because there are so many people out there that gave away their power, right? So I'm here to remind you, if you already know, and empower you. And another thing that's coming up, so I don't believe in niching. Don't know about you. I don't believe in niching, right? Like, yes, I work with female entrepreneurs. I also work with a lot of women that are non-entrepreneurs. I've worked with men. I will work with anybody that's aligned. The niche is me. The niche is you, right? I'm a mother. I talk about things to do with my daughter. It's part of my daily life, you know, like I'm going to start a 6-day fast tomorrow. I'll be talking about that. Anybody that's into fasting, I'm doing it for spiritual reasons, not like, I mean, I'm happy to lose weight, but I'm doing it for spiritual reasons. So like anybody that's into that will resonate with that. Like, they're going to feel your energy anyway. So it's like, you know, I hate to be so cliche as to say, like, your energy is the niche. So to break it down further, you are the niche. When you show up fully, authentically you, and if you don't know who that is yet, that's the real work, is finding her. Because I know I lost myself, and it took a long time for me to really find the right mentors to help me find myself again. And once I did, it was like so good, because it was even better. You know, I was just like, oh, if I could only be as happy as I was before. If I could only be as successful as I was before. And then everything came back double, you know? So just finding who she is, right? Being that person, just showing up as you. Like, look, I literally just came back. It was raining. Like, I mean, I've been in a week and a half of a snotty mess with my daughter. Like, I'm showing up because I have a message inside of me that I believe people need to hear. So I'm showing up regardless of how I feel, I look, right? It's about the message. And the one thing I noticed for me as a single mom, full-time single mom with no help, like, I literally have to, this is why you guys see me, like, I lock myself in my room. Oh my God, thank you so much. That is like the biggest compliment. You have no idea. That touches my heart. Thank you. So it's true though, you know, like, people feed us so much bullshit, and they make these rules that they that we then take on. And I did it. I've been there. I've taken it all on, and I've thought that I need to do things this way and create an irresistible offer, and create my ideal client avatar to a T, to know all of her I appreciate you, to know all of her, down to what kind of car she drives. And it's all bullshit. Like, you are the niche. People are going to feel your energy. They're going to feel your authenticity, right? So, like, this is a perfect example. I mean, I haven't shown up. I felt guilty about not showing up too, because, like, in my heart, I want to serve. And, like, this is a free group, obviously, but I want to serve in my heart. And I think that that's something that people will always feel. So your intentions, right? Your intentions are everything. And I wrote that actually in a post on my personal page yesterday. Like, the one thing that shifted for me when I wasn't making money to then, like, making money was I stopped focusing on wanting to make money, and I just started focusing on serving and helping people, and how much I could change other people's lives. And that one shift changed so much, because I wasn't focusing on money anymore, but I sure as hell started receiving more, because I was able to help people. And as coaches, right, especially like us spiritual ones, we are different, and we see things differently, and we are creative, and we need to express that creativity. So even if it's like, if you sing or you write poetry, right, that's part of who you are. Share it with the world. Share your gifts. Let people see you. Let people see your soul. That's what it's about. And it's like, it's living in a different, it's playing in a different paradigm. And it's not saying, okay, I'm going to put this offer out there and let me see how many people I can get in this thing to receive this amount of money. That's not the paradigm that we play in. The paradigm that we play in is, this offer that I'm making is so much fun. This feels juicy. This feels exciting to me. So I'm going to put this out there because it's a lot of fun for me. Yes, it's so true. There are people out there that are literally praying for every single one of you, myself included. Like, staying up at night, crying, wishing for help. And they're manifesting you. So if you don't show up and you fall into your own resistance, then, like, think about all the people that you're letting down. And it's not to sound arrogant at all, but people need you. People need us as leaders. And that's why we need to show up as leaders too. So if you're feeling uncertain, this is something actually, a big takeaway out of working with my mentor right now. Yes, absolutely. She had said to me, like, when you're in resistance and you're feeling like things aren't going right, or you have like shit going on in your personal life, which I definitely do, right? I am far from fucking perfect. I have a lot of shit going on in my personal life. My daughter's father, I mean, like, just things that go on every single day that I have to deal with, I have to face. And it's just like, some days are harder than others. So being in resistance sometimes, not feeling so creative, she said it's basically like going onto a football field, like, leave all that shit in the locker room and game face on. So it's like, I kind of related this to when I was younger and I used to go out clubbing. I was not a very, what's the word I'm looking for? I just wasn't secure inside. I was always like feeling like I needed to be more. And when I look at pictures of myself, I laugh too, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I was gorgeous. What was wrong? Oh, hi. Sorry about that. Was I like silent? And I don't know, my phone said it was like not connected. So what I was saying was, when I was younger and I would go out to clubs, right? This is just like the perfect example. I was thinking about, as soon as I would get dressed, I would put my makeup on and I would like look at myself in the mirror and I'd be like, oh, like, oh, this little like piece of fat here, or I wish my teeth were straighter, or I wish my eyes were bigger, or, like ripping myself apart. But as soon as I put those high heels on and I left my front door, it was like I became this other woman, this like superwoman who, I live in New York. I would go to like the hottest clubs in New York City and expect to not wait on a line, not pay to get in, not pay for drinks, because I knew so many people and I just expected people to be there to hook me up. And I was so insecure, but at the same time, it was like I created this persona for myself. I was still being me. And in my heart, looking back, I believe that that was the true me coming out, leaving the ego and the insecurities behind. And it's so interesting looking back at how I did manifest so much so easily. And then when you add alcohol to the mix, as soon as I had that third drink, then I became her, right? Then I became her. I would walk through the club and it was like, like when the ocean parts, the people would part. It was like they felt my energy walking through, because I felt like I was the shit. I felt as though I owned the place. I would start dancing with like the professional paid dancers. A lot of people get in trouble for that. I would get accepted. But do you understand what I'm saying? None of this is coming from ego. I'm not sharing this with you because of my ego. But it's like game face on. And that's what we have to do in business. Because in all reality, all of our insecurities are all ego anyway. What will people think? What will people think of me if I show up like this, right? What will people think of me if, and it's like, who cares? Because the right people are going to find you. They're going to see your message. They're going to feel your energy. And it's just going to be like this, like, instant connection. And they're going to, even if they don't work with you right away, they're going to be in your network. You're going to be helping them in some way, shape, or form. And the more value you give to, like, the marketplace, so to say, the universe sees you. It's like, yes, she finally stepped up. Yes, fuck yes. Yes, it is. It's completely the ego. Like, our soul is so pure. It's so pure. And like, your soul decided to be here right now at this time during fucking coronavirus, like during all this shit. Why? Something I was just journaling on was, why did my soul choose to be here during this with a almost 3-year-old daughter, having to go through all of this? Can't put her in school. Like, I was trying to get her in dance class, gymnastics. They wanted her to wear a mask. It's like everything is just so hard. Why did my soul choose this? Why? And I was journaling on that, because it's like a remembrance. You want to remember. That's what we come here for. We come here with a mission, and that's why we have the blueprint. We have the blueprint to everything we need inside of us. And for me, I work with coaches to help me find more of myself. I never use their strategies, and like, I have strategies because I've invested in so much. I mean, at this point, I'm well over 60K in investments. But like, I guess I kind of took what I like and left what I didn't. I have options to choose from every day, so it's like whatever I'm aligned with, maybe I'll use. But I really don't use any strategies, to be honest with you. I teach strategies as that, I teach strategies as like a security blanket, basically. I'm an introvert too. It's so funny. I'm such an introvert, and I think most of us are. And it's like, how do I stand out being an introvert? It's like, you stand out by being you. You stand out by letting people see your heart and your soul, and by telling people about your messiness, and like, just like all the stuff that, just being real. It's like taking the bar into the boardroom. You know that saying, like, that you're not supposed to do that, basically. You separate the bar and the boardroom. It's putting them together. And that's creating your niche, actually, by putting them together and just being all of you, in all of your you-ness, in all of your messiness, in all of your just truth. And the more you show up in your truth, and the more you find yourself, the more you strip back, the more you release that protective shell that you've created from whatever hurt and pain and so on and so forth, the more you're showing your soul, and then the more you receive. So I think that was a big thing for me. You know, I also, like I said, I had a lot of healing that I needed to do that I would have never invested in had I not done it for business. And thank you so much for all the hearts. I love the hearts. I love the hearts. I would have never invested in that much for me, but I did it for the business, expecting an ROI, you know. So I think that was needed for me, for my journey, but I don't think that that's for everybody. I went through so much. I experienced so much pain in my life, and I'm sure you have too, you know. Personally, though, the way that I handled things set me so far back that I couldn't show up for others the way that I needed to. And like my soul knew that. You know, like I experienced my fiance. I experienced his death right in front of me and had to live through that 2 weeks before our wedding was supposed to happen. You know, like that's something that was a big setback for me in the way that I handled it. And then having to heal and just doing all of the things. And, right, like, so after that, then I started trying to numb myself with painkillers and all of that. So then I set myself back even further. So it took me a long time to find myself again. And I needed the healing. But not everybody does. Like, not everybody goes through like those kind of experiences. Other people may have handled things better and not chose to numb it out and chose to feel it. So like right now when I go through things, I choose to feel it. I choose to sit in the crunchiness of it and feel it. And one of the best ways for healing, right? Like a lot of mindset coaches, manifestation coaches, like it's like just like keep pushing through. Like you have to feel the stuff. You have to feel the stuff, and the best way is to just go cry, release it, you know, like, I think that was another big moment for me. I know all this stuff is coming up right now. I'll never forget just, like, dropping to my knees, and I don't cry very often, because, like, I'm always holding it in because of my daughter, but this was, like, one of those moments where I locked myself in the bathroom, and I just cried my eyes out like a baby. And I just like dropped to my knees, put my hands up, and was just like, you know, I'm done. My hands are up, like I'm just done. I don't know what else to do, and I just surrendered. I surrendered, and I handed everything over to my higher power, to God, you know, to the universe, and I just said, I trust, because I know I'm a good person. I know what I have to offer people. And handing it over in that deep of a way, and then actually trusting and holding the ball and going forward and taking aligned action after surrendering in that way, was such a moment for me. And that's when things started really happening. So I did the work, you know, around the success stuff, and cleared my shit, you know, cleared the stuff that I was holding on to with my parents, cleared the stuff that people that I had hurt, cleared all of the stuff. And then I surrendered, and I trusted, and then shit changed. So it's like, a lot of people expect to have, you know, when we talk about manifestation too, especially when we talk about manifestation, it's like, oh, if I tell people instant manifestation, it's very clickbaity, right? So I could definitely say that, because I could teach people how to manifest within a matter of days. But is it really about that? It's about so much more than that. You know, like the work that I do with my clients is so much deeper. So much deeper. It's like I I have this gift that I don't really talk about, I guess, where I could see your soul's truth, you know, especially working one on one. And I know like exactly where you're hiding, where your resistance is. I know exactly what to say to you to get you to move forward and move through, right? Or feel the feelings, whatever it may be. And that's something that I help people with. So that's why I say, like, it's not just about the money, it's about your life. That's why, like, I've worked with coaches that are making way more money than me because they're burnt out. They're burnt out. They're like, I can't keep going on like this. They don't know how they could create any more in the way that they are. And they know there's a better way in their heart and soul, but they just don't know what it is. So if you think that you can't work with people that are ahead of you, you have tools that they don't in a different area. So they could be really successful in this one area, but you can help them in this other area. Like if you're a relationship coach, why can't you help a 7-figure earner with their relationships if you're not, nowhere near that? You have tools and resources and experience that they don't in that area. I think that's something to think about too. So, all right, I have a child to go take care of. I am going to be doing a really, really deep dive, like 7 days of lives in this group. I think I'm going to start Monday. So if you're down, let me know. I'm going to drop the link because I'm going to put some stuff in. And I have a free course too, if you don't know. I have a free course, so you'll get it's a free manifestation course. It's got journal prompts, it's got a money mindset, and like 5 tips to manifestation audio. It's got a 70-minute training from one of my paid programs, and my theta healing hypnosis. So it's a really awesome course. You get that for free, and then you'll get all of the journaling that we're going to be doing is going to go into that course. So it's going to be like half in the group, half in the course. So I'll drop the link for that, and you'll get immediate access to the course already. And then when we start, you'll have each journal prompts each day to work on, and then I'll go live inside the group. So I'm really excited for that. I'm so excited to do this work with you, to strip back and release everything that's no longer serving you, and then to like recode and activate and do all of that fun stuff. So I'm so excited. I hope to see you there. We're going to start Monday. I'll make some posts and get back in the group. I love you so much, and thank you so much for everyone on here. I appreciate you. Anyone watching the replay, I love you all. Have an amazing day, night, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you soon.